Okay, welcome back everyone to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're diving into some source material that's, it's intensely specific, and it seems to be happening globally.
Yeah, we're stepping into the realm of really modern cryptid encounters.
And our mission here isn't just, telling spooky stories. We're trying to pull out the knowledge, the patterns maybe, from 3 really distinct accounts from different countries.
That's right. We're looking at witnesses who encountered these figures that look basically human in shape, but they completely lack human features. People call them the mannequin people.
It's pure cognitive dissonance, isn't it? Just terrifying. We've got reports from Japan, a freezing riverbank there.
And a really remote farmhouse over in Oklahoma.
And deep underground, actually, beneath London in the tube system.
Yeah.
So the goal is really to quickly get the details, see the recurring elements. What do they look like? How do they act?
And the synchronicity is key too, right? Happening across continents. We want to figure out maybe why this specific type of entity seems to be, well, manifesting now.
It's like the uncanny valley taken to this absolute extreme.
Exactly. So let's start. First stop, Sapporo, Hokkaido in Japan. A very cold, kind of isolated backdrop.
Okay, let's set this scene. The witness, she was quite petite, maybe 5'2", walking along the Ishikari River. It's sunset.
And heavy snow on the ground. Temperatures way below freezing.
Yeah, so that isolation, the cold, it just immediately ramps up the vulnerability,
Sets the stage perfectly for something unnatural.
So she notices this man up ahead, and he's very tall. She says at least 6 feet, which, stands out a bit more in Japan.
Right.
He's got a hood up, standing totally still, back to her, just staring down at the ground.
Okay.
But the detail that immediately felt wrong, he was completely barefoot.
Barefoot in thick snow.
Yep, barefoot in the snow.
Wow, okay, that's the first real break in reality, isn't it? Your mind just flags that immediately. Impossible, or, deeply irrational.
So she passes him, murmurs a quiet, "Good evening, konbanwa," gets nothing back, no reply.
Okay.
She walks maybe 15 steps or so, and she just senses, that feeling. The rhythm of her own steps is suddenly being matched behind her, quietly.
Oh, that's chilling.
She turns back, and the barefoot figure, it's following her.
In the face?
Okay, this is the core of it. The face, she said, was fleshy. Not like plastic, not like a mask, but completely, utterly featureless, like smooth clay, maybe. Or she compared it to one of those wooden artists' mannequins, just blank.
That specific detail, the featureless face, it immediately links up with local folklore, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it sounds very much like a modern version of the Noperabo. The faceless ghost from Japanese tradition.
Right.
But what's interesting here is how the description is updated. It's not just blank. It's got that mannequin sort of texture. Ties it into, like, modern stuff, consumer aesthetics.
Okay, that makes sense. So she sees this thing, obviously. Pure panic sets in. She sprints.
You would.
And the faceless man just matches her speed. Yeah. Instantly. Running at this, superhuman pace, actually gaining on her. Effortlessly.
Barefoot in the snow.
Barefoot in the snow.
See, that ability to switch instantly from absolute stillness like stone to this unnatural speed, that pops up again and again in these reports, like they just ignore normal physics.
Yeah.
Momentum, fatigue, none of it applies.
So she makes it to this corner near a busy bridge, hoping, safety and numbers, people around.
Right.
She looks back, maybe hoping he'd back off near witnesses. And he just stops. Instantly, mid-stride, almost, froze, just standing there, completely motionless again, but facing her as she ran home.
But it wasn't over, was it? The terror kind of followed her home.
Yeah, that's the thing. These encounters, they often seem to extend beyond just the sighting. She gets home, totally exhausted, terrified, falls asleep.
Amen.
Wakes up at 3 a.m., her front doorbell is ringing. She's got one of those camera apps linked to the doorbell. She checks her phone.
And it's him.
It's the same figure, standing right there. Its featureless head, just filling the camera lens. Close up.
That is horrifying. What did she do? Police.
Our father called the police. They arrived, couldn't find any video evidence saved, apparently. But one of the officers, and this is chilling, told her something like, "You're not the first one around here to report this guy."
Wait, really? The police said that?
That's what the report says.
Okay, that raises a big question, though, doesn't it? If the police know about this, if it's a pattern, why no public warning? Why no investigation into the physical evidence?
Good point.
I mean, it's possible that comment is, part of the story itself, maybe to make it feel more real, heighten the fear for the witness, increase the figure's sort of notoriety. It's hard to say without verification.
True. But they did find physical evidence, footprints.
Barefoot prints.
Barefoot prints, leading from her doorstep, going all the way around the house, the entire perimeter, stopping outside every single window on the ground floor.
Wow.
The implication is just stark. It wasn't just following her, it was mapping her space, learning her environment.
Okay, that is deeply unsettling. Let's shift continents now from snowy Japan.
Yeah, let's jump over to the U.S. rural East Oklahoma. Total isolation again.
Big contrast in climate, but similar setup. Wide open fields, forests. The narrator lives alone.
And he'd just gotten home, long day, totally exhausted, fell asleep right there in his armchair.
Again, isolation plus fatigue. It really lowers your defenses, your critical thinking.
He wakes up suddenly. His dog, a Jack Russell named Curly, is just going ballistic, barking like crazy.
Okay.
And then the barking just cuts off, silence, and he realizes his front door, which he always locks, is wide open.
Not good.
And Curly, the dog, is hiding under the coffee table, stiff, shaking, just staring, transfixed. Into the dark dining room.
Dogs know, don't they?
Seems like it. Then he hears it. Creaking floorboards from inside the dining room.
Oh, man.
And this huge kind of hunched figure steps out into the dim light from the TV. He figures it must have been maybe 7 feet tall. Enormous.
Okay, 7 feet. But this encounter, it's less about no features and more about distortion, right? Like profoundly unnatural body shape.
Exactly. The upper body was described as just immensely broad, massive shoulders, huge chest.
What?
But the lower body, the legs, the limbs, they were completely out of proportion. Long, yes, but stick thin, he said, like an emaciated skeleton.
How could something like that even stand up, let alone move? It just defies basic biomechanics.
Totally. And the head was way too small, like half the size of a normal human head for that massive body.
Like, this is getting weirder and weirder.
And the face, you got to look at the face in the TV light. It was like porcelain.
Yeah.
Extremely pale, totally unblemished, had this sort of sheen, like china.
Like a doll's face.
Exactly. The features, eyes, nose, mouth, they were tiny, like a child's features. And they looked, he said, precisely painted on, just flat, the expression completely frozen. A giant, living doll man.
Wow. That combination, the powerful torso, the spindly, inadequate legs, the tiny doll head, it really hits that uncanny valley nerve, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost human, but the flaws, the proportions, the texture, it makes it repulsive, fundamentally wrong.
So they just stood there for a moment, staring at each other in the dim light, silence, until the thing just lets out the sound. He described it as a disturbing, distorted wail.
The wail.
Yeah. And then it just pushed past him, bolted for the open front door, those thin legs apparently struggling, like visibly struggling to carry the weight of its upper body as it ran.
That's bizarre. The movement must have looked incredibly unnatural.
But the exit is the part you just don't forget.
What happened?
As this man thing, as he called it, leaped over his fence and started sprinting across the field.
Yeah.
It twisted its head completely around, like 180 degrees, facing backwards.
While running forward.
While running forward, full speed, it didn't slow down. And that small porcelain face, those soulless, empty doll eyes, just stared right back at him until the figure vanished into the trees.
Okay, stop. Running full tilt with your head completely backwards. That image. That's pure nightmare fuel. It's something you see in, like, sleep paralysis accounts sometimes. Figures in impossible poses still pursuing you.
And he mentioned finding similar reports later.
Yeah, apparently he found accounts of similar sightings, even that specific head twist detail from as far away as Hawaii, which again points to that weird global synchronicity, this specific, very distorted image. It's cropping up independently.
Okay. Wild. Let's shift again. Final account. We're going urban. London.
Deep underground this time. The tube. Late at night.
So the narrator missed the last scheduled train. You know, you're standing there, platform's emptying, thinking about how much a taxi is going to cost.
We've all been there.
But then, just like 2 minutes later, a train pulls in.
An unscheduled one.
Totally unscheduled. No announcement on the speakers. The destination signs on the platform are blank. It's not on any timetable. Just an anomaly train.
Okay, that's weird in itself for the tube. Usually runs like clockwork.
Right. And he notices all of the carriages look dark, empty, except for one, the one that stops right in front of him.
That one.
That single carriage is absolutely packed, shoulder to shoulder with people.
Yeah.
And only its doors light up and slide open.
Huh. Strange.
So,
So he gets on.
He starts to squeeze on, yeah, through the crowd standing near the door. And as he's nudging past people, he feels something physically wrong. Their bodies don't give way like normal human bodies.
What do you mean?
He said their limbs felt hollow, almost weightless, like even a light nudge made them stumble or feel weirdly unbalanced, top-heavy almost.
Hollow, that sensory detail.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crucial, analytically speaking.
How so?
Because it moves it beyond just seeing something strange. It's the physical interaction.
Yeah.
Whatever these figures were, structurally, internally, they weren't human. They didn't have the density, the substance of flesh and bone.
Right, so he feels this wrongness, looks up, maybe to apologize for bumping into them.
And that's when he sees it.
That's when it hits him. Everyone, men, women, even a child, he noticed, they all had the exact same face, or lack thereof.
Featureless again?
Pure white, smooth, like plastic, he said. Completely featureless heads. But they were dressed normally, commuter clothes, like, he said, a shop window display full of mannequins that had somehow come to life.
Wow. Entire carriage full.
Packed. And the other terrifying element.
Let me guess. The silence.
Absolute silence. Think about a packed tube carriage. There's always noise, right? People talking, phones, bags rustling, coughing, just breathing.
Yeah, a low hum of human activity.
Nothing. Dead silent. No conversation, no rustling clothes. And critically, he realized, no sound of breathing. Nothing at all.
Just silence. And were they looking at?
All of them. Every single blank white plastic face was turned, staring directly, uniformly at him.
A silent, staring plastic crowd in a confined space.
Yeah.
Underground.
Yeah. Pure nightmare scenario. He just shoved his way back off the train onto the platform just as the doors beeped and sealed shut.
Choosing the expensive taxi ride.
Absolutely. Over being trapped inside with that as the train just silently pulled away into the tunnel.
And he felt it couldn't be a prank ride.
No way. He thought about it. The logistics. You'd need an entire unauthorized train somehow smuggled into the system. Dozens and dozens of people, all coordinated, all wearing these identical, elaborate masks or head coverings.
Yeah, the scale and complexity just rule out a simple hoax. It points towards something else. Either incredibly organized non-human activity or maybe some kind of bizarre mass localized hallucination triggered by something in the environment maybe, or something psychic.
It's baffling. Okay, so we've got the data points. Sapporo, Oklahoma, London. Let's connect these dots now. What are we really looking at here?
Okay, let's synthesize. The common threads are pretty stark, aren't they?
Yeah, the faces first. Either totally featureless, blank like Sapporo or the tube crowd.
Or distorted, doll-like, painted on like in Oklahoma. The key is the lack of genuine human expression or details.
Right. Then the bodies. Unnatural proportions. Super tall, sometimes distorted like the Oklahoma figure's limbs. Or feeling physically wrong, hollow like the tube crowd.
And the physics-defying behavior, that instant switch between total stillness and impossible speed.
Yeah, the running barefoot in snow, the head twisting.
Exactly. So sociologically, you could argue this taps right into modern anxieties, couldn't you?
How so? Like technology.
Yeah, think about alienation, surveillance culture. The mannequin is kind of the perfect symbol for losing your individuality, right? Feeling like you're just being watched by something blank, empty. The fear that maybe people around you aren't just hollow imitations.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The faceless figure is the ultimate enemy because you can't connect with it. There's no empathy possible. It's just blank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you have the physical extremes. How do we account for those? The Oklahoma thing with its impossible build, the hollow-feeling London crowd.
Is that more psychological?
It could lean that way. Psychologically, figures like this often show up in high-stress states, or those transitional moments between waking and sleeping hypnagogia.
Oh, okay.
The brain can project some really weird, impossibly proportioned figures then. The bizarre body shapes might just be reflecting the sheer terror, the brain struggling to process something that looks human but feels fundamentally wrong.
But the global nature of these specific details, the featureless look, the porcelain doll vibe, that seems like more than just individual nightmares, doesn't it?
That's the tricky part. Is it a shared cultural thing? Like the mannequin or doll archetype is universal horror fuel, right? The familiar object suddenly becoming animated and creepy.
Yeah, true.
What these sources might be showing us is that this specific template, tall, faceless, or doll-like, biomechanically weird, then this is the mask that modern fear is currently choosing to wear globally.
But the London sighting, the sheer scale of it, an entire train car, that feels like it pushes past just individual psychology, doesn't it?
It really does. A whole carriage full of silent, staring, hollow figures.
Yeah.
It suggests something more. Either a mass-witnessed event, which is rare, or, like we touched on, something highly sophisticated, maybe even technological, but masking itself as a cryptid encounter.
The fact they used a train.
Exactly. The sophistication of the delivery mechanism and unauthorized train makes you wonder, do these things have infrastructure? Or are they projections that can somehow manipulate complex systems?
They're wearing human clothes, using human transport.
But they are absolutely not human. It feels like the ultimate infiltration, doesn't it? The non-human walking among us, perfectly mimicking the surface, but fundamentally empty underneath.
So we've got layers here. Sociological fear of losing identity, maybe psychological projection in times of stress, but also this possibility of something else, something with agency, maybe technology, operating on a global scale.
Yeah, the takeaway for you, listening, is probably that these accounts aren't just random scary stories. They seem to be data points, describing a new, weirdly consistent, and frankly terrifying form of, well, intrusion.
So here's the final thought to leave you with, maybe something to chew on.
What's ultimately more frightening? Is it the classic monster, the creature that hides in the dark, clearly different from us?
Or is it something like this? Something that walks among us, looks almost right, wears our clothes, uses our world, but has a perfect, smooth, utterly empty imitation of a human face staring back at you?
Which disconnect is more terrifying?
That is definitely a haunting question. A lot to think about there. Thank you for helping unpack these stories today, connecting those unnerving dots.
Absolutely. Compelling, if deeply unsettling, material.
It really is. And if these kinds of terrifying patterns, these deep dives into the truly inexplicable intrigue you, please do us a favor. Like this, share it, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs.
You'll have more true stories and analysis of the unexplained coming your way.
Definitely. So until next time, everyone, stay spooky.